Guys, turn your cameras on, both of you. Okay.
Yes, sir. Can I continue?
Yeah, 1 second. Halima, turn your camera on. You guys were absent in the last class? Huh? Try to stay consistent in the class, no? Okay, I heard like Ibrahim, you were sick.
I was. Sir, I was.
Yeah, I was sick.
Yeah, Halima?
No, I wasn't sick. Like, I was sleeping in the class. That's why I slept before the class. So yeah, I couldn't get up.
Okay, no worries.
So
Yeah,
can I continue my
yeah,
question? So, like,
conclude your
sir,
question quickly.
what like it generates a lot of energy, but what my question was that I know the molecular way it's made, but I just don't understand how it makes electrons, how it like just deposits electrons very easily, because that's how it works. Because when we squish it, the pyramid structure releases electrons which generate electricity, but I don't understand how it does that.
What was the name of that concept again? Repeat.
Piezoelectric generator.
Piezoelectric
Like,
generators.
yes,
Okay, see. That
they use
piezo,
quartz.
I understood. Like they basically work on the concept of like when they are vibrated, when you apply pressure on them, so they can generate electric voltages. Okay, and that
Yes,
concept have been used, like as you were saying, in Japan or in some other places, it has been
yes.
used.
They convert it into like tiles, and when people walk, it generates electricity.
Exactly. You're correct. I have even seen videos on it. Okay, na. So
So, like,
on the footpaths, they will
what's
be
even
placing. Mhm.
what's even more amazing is that they somehow generate a lot of current. But the worst problem is they generate it in very low frequencies, like just a very high amount of voltage in a less amount of time. Like 1 second, 30 volts is generated
Mhm.
by
Okay,
only
what?
one disk.
So just tell me what do you want to know about it. Like, what
I
is?
want to know that I know the molecular structure, but I don't understand how the molecular structure, when it's added pressure, how it generates electricity. That I
Okay.
want to understand.
See, I will just give you an overview of the concept. Okay, now we don't need to go into the depths like about the molecular level. That will require a very lengthy class to explain you. See, basically, like in Japan, you guys might have seen that what they will be doing now. You guys also participate in this. Like, let me quickly explain what question Ibrahim has asked. See, he's talking about the concept of a very innovative concept. Okay,
Yeah,
where
very innovative.
so piezo
So
electric, yeah.
it's just one disk can produce 30 volts in one frequency. One
Hmm.
disk. Okay.
Okay. See, um, 1 second.
It uses quartz, but
Hmm. Look here, Halima, Ayush, and everyone. See, the thing about this concept is that 1 second again, please. Look over here. Look at the images here. Okay, so there's a floor in which some tiles have been laid, tiles and mats have been laid, particularly in high traffic public areas, like in particularly this has been done in Japan and some other places. Okay, now where in the high traffic areas on the footpaths, particularly, so these mats will be laid like this. Okay, now these mats will be laid, and as the people will walk on it, so due to the weight of the person, it the pressure will be applied above it, and the this pressure will basically generate electrical energy. Getting it now? And that can be used to power the local systems, like it can be used to power the lights, street lights, right now.
sir,
So energy can be
I've
obtained from it.
sir, I've also heard that if you step on one tile, just one
uh,
step, it's enough electricity. It's so modified and it's so improved that
mhm.
when you take one step, it can
Hmm.
generate enough energy to light a bulb
Yeah, it can
for this.
for just few seconds, but not for entirety, for not a very long period of time. Okay, now.
But if you keep on walking, yes.
Huh. So basically, what they are doing, they're converting kinetic energy. Like once you step on it, so this floor will go down, it will be pressed. So it converts kinetic energy into electrical energy simply. So that is the overall concept here. Okay, now?
But like, how do we understand the the that's that time converts
No,
electric.
no, it will be. You will get to know, like while you'll be walking on it, no, it will be pressed. It will go down slightly.
Due to your pressure, the mechanical pressure applied by your
Huh.
leg and the friction, which is
Exactly. Your body will put some pressure on it, so it will be compressed a little bit. Getting it, no?
Okay.
yes,
Hmm.
that causes the quartz crystal to generate electricity.
Exactly. So that is how it works, and it's quite innovative. Now we need to get back to the topic and finish this chapter as soon as possible. So we were learning about the wastewater story, right?
Sir,
Yes.
Yeah.
sir, actually, I got my revision sample paper from my teacher,
Okay.
and
Okay.
this lesson, if it's, can we discuss that
Which lesson you're talking about?
after wastewater and story?
Uh-huh.
Then discuss the sample paper.
Yeah, sure, sure. We will discuss that. Okay, no. So right now we are going to quickly grasp all the important concept from this chapter. Okay, no. So during the discussion, you guys will try to avoid like asking off-topic questions, so we can complete it quickly. Later on, I'll be taking you extra questions, everyone. Okay. So we had learned about sewage. It's a liquid waste produced by the community of people. Right now, sewage is essentially wastewater, but it's being produced by the community of people. So it's coming from our houses, from hospitals, from schools, from offices, even the rainwater, like that. So that is the sewage. And it contains lots of impurities in it, so thereby it must be treated before it is being discharged into the water bodies because it is going to harm the aquatic life in the water bodies. We have learned about the importance of water. Right now, Earth is the only planet that where life is found. Right now, if you were to look everywhere in the universe, every corner in the universe, right now, there's not been a single planet or moon or asteroid or any celestial object where life has been found. Right? So Earth is
Yeah,
the only one.
because we can find, we like
Hmm,
in our reach, what we have seen, we haven't found any life.
exactly. Then Earth is having 71% of water, but like 71% of the Earth's surface is covered with water, but most of it is salty in nature. Right now. So we learned about that. Roughly 97.5% is saline water,
Yeah.
which we cannot directly use. We cannot bath from it. We cannot drink it. We cannot use it for cleaning our clothes or anything. So 22.5% is fresh water, but that too is not accessible easily. You cannot get it easily because roughly 70% is frozen. Then 30% is found in the groundwater, and remaining around 1% is flowing in rivers, lakes, etc. Right now, so just imagine, put this into perspective. When you look at ocean, when you will stand in front of
Zero
it,
point two five.
so when you
0.25.
when you stand in front of an ocean, so an ocean is a very big water body. Right now, many people have phobia. They have hydrophobia. Right now, they get scared when they get near to the rivers. But rivers constitute only 1% of fresh water, while 70% is frozen in the glacier. So imagine how much of water is stored, how much of water is in the frozen state in the glaciers right now.
Yeah,
So imagine you
that's
guys,
why
if
it's
all the
melting, and
glaciers. Huh,
that's why so much that's why water is rising due to global warming. So
mhm.
glaciers are melting.
Yeah, exactly. Then we learned there are different components of the sewage. So sewage contains organic impurities like that is coming from the plant and the animals. So human waste, food waste, oil, grease, animal waste, etc. Then it has got inorganic impurities in it that has nitrates, phosphates, salts, and metals. So these are basically the
And if they're not
chemicals waste.
and if they're not treated properly, they could trigger the formation of a they could trigger the formation of a algae bloom, which
Huh.
results in eutrophication.
Good, good. Exactly, it results into eutrophication. Further, the wastewater, like the sewage that is flowing in the drain, it contains so many disease-causing microbes also in it.
That's why it
Bacteria,
smells so bad.
viruses, parasites, exactly. And they are known for causing waterborne diseases also. Suppose if the drinking water pipeline is broken, it's leaking from somewhere and it is passing through the drains, so the drain water is getting mixed into it and it will have so many pathogens in it. Disease causing microbes will be found in it, and that can make you sick. It can lead to typhoid, cholera, etc. Then it has so many particles in it that is floating in it that does not suspend at the bottom. Then it has chemical pollutants like pesticides, detergents, industrial chemicals, and so on. Okay. Talking about like how does this water freshen up? So water can freshen up naturally, and water freshens up due to our efforts also,
Synthesis.
right? No,
Yeah,
to
like
this treatment
water,
plant.
groundwater.
Hmm. So what happens when water seeps into the ground? Okay, no. When
So, sir,
one
if we were to
second.
somehow manage to make wells everywhere, we would have enough, more than enough, we would have enough water to sustain life, right? On Earth.
Yeah, but that is not the way how things work. Geography of every area is different. You cannot dig well everywhere. The physiography of different areas are different actually. Okay, no, the ground is not same everywhere. The water is found at different levels everywhere. The climate of different places is different. So you cannot have one single solution to solve the problem, right? Now you will have to have a different perspective, different approach in different areas. Say that how does the water cleans up naturally? Okay, suppose if dirty water is
True.
flowing over the soil like this, okay, dirty water is flowing above it, so water will percolate into the soil. No, it will percolate, and then later on it will
Sir, percolate in the sense like
percolate. It will seep through it. It will go through it.
Yeah, but
Okay, no.
the dirt won't. The dirt will stick with
Uh-huh.
the soil.
Yeah.
yeah.
So in this manner also they are getting purified, right now. But nowadays there's a growing concern associated with the groundwater also, because even in the groundwater microplastics have been found. Okay, no, microplastics have been found.
Yes, because
Heavy metals have been found even in that. Getting it?
it's very
So
dangerous.
yeah, so even groundwater nowadays is not very safe to drink. Earlier, like 30, 40 years ago, when there wasn't so much of pollution all around the world, groundwater was quite safe to drink. But nowadays, if someone were to drink groundwater, there's a high chance that they may get sick. Right now, that is something.
Yes.
Okay, not everywhere, not every person, but there are some chances. Okay, particularly if you are living in an industrial area, so you're living in an area where there are multiple industries situated around you. Okay.
Yes, they could be dumping microplastics in the soil.
Uh-huh. Further, we are seeing that like how does the water freshens up the eventful journey of the water. So we see that in the cities we have got drainage system right now. If it's a well developed cities, so you'll be having you will have these drainage systems under the ground. But in some places you can have the open drains also like this right now.
Yeah, it
Okay,
used to be in
so
Rome. It used to be in Rome, and they used to. That's why it used to be really smelly in those areas.
Mhm. Okay.
But in Indus Valley, they used to cover it with bricks so that nothing could come out.
Yeah, Indus Valley civilization has a very well drainage system. Drainage system was
Yeah.
quite good. Okay, talking about the eventful journey of the water. So water, I'm just talking about the how water freshens up. So the liquid waste, that is sewage, it goes to the point of disposal from the point of being produced. Like it is being produced from our houses, from the offices, from buildings, schools, hospitals, etc. So from the point where it is being produced, it goes to the point where it will be disposed. So it goes into the drains like this. Okay. So they are going through the network of big and small pipes, and we call them as sewers now, right? We call them as sewers. These big and small pipes that carries the sewage in it, we call them as sewers. And there's a network of sewer in the under the ground. There's a network of sewers under the ground, and this network of sewers now, it forms sewerage, or that is also called as a drainage system. Understanding is drainage system,
A network of sewers.
or basically sewers. Okay. Further, in this sewers now, in the sewerage system, or we can call this as or we can call this a diverse system also, you will find out that there will be manholes at various places like these. Like here in India, it's very pathetic. Okay, now, but in well developed countries, it's better. Okay, no, it's better. But here in India's, like, it's quite pathetic. Okay, so manholes are found inside it. Okay, no, manholes will be found in it.
What do the manholes do?
Manholes, like, they will go inside it and they will clean it. Like if something is stuck, if there's a dead animal, if there's a big piece of some floating object in it, sometimes fats also accumulates and they clog the pipe. Greases, oil, fat, they clog the pipe, so that needs to be removed. So
So the people
manholes,
they go down it.
yeah, actually they to go down it. They will wear some special costumes in order to avoid direct contact with it. Okay, no. Hmm. So say that from the house there is this pipe, okay, that is carrying the sewage. So sewage is flowing in it. Ayush, turn your camera on, and Halima, you too. Okay. So this is the point of source. What is it? It's the point of source, like from where the sewage is coming, right? This pipe here is called as sewer. What is this pipe called as?
Sewer.
Sewer.
Fever.
And there will be so many pipes now coming from different areas,
Yeah.
right now. Like some will be coming from your home, some are coming from schools, hospitals, etc. Then all of them would be like connected to some big pipe now, like this, right?
Yeah,
They'll be
which can
connect,
handle all the trash.
which can hold more amount of sewage in it, right now. Now I am saying that at equal intervals now, at equal spacings, at equal gap, like every 50 to 60 meter, in this there's a manhole like this. That is called as manhole. Okay. And it is found at every 50 to 60 meter gap. So where people can go on inside it. Okay. They will go inside it like the staircase is made here. They will go inside it and they will help in cleaning it. All right. So manholes, sometimes question is asked like about manholes. So there is a small covered opening in a paved area. Like you will see this is area is paved now. See here, this is a well paved area, but there's a small opening in it. Right now, getting it.
Yeah.
So it basically helps us to clean the sewerage from time to time. Okay. So they are found at the junction of two or more sewers also. Suppose there's a pipeline coming from this side and there's a pipeline coming from this side. Like there's a sewer from two different directions. So at this
Oh.
point also the sewer will be the manhole will be found at the junction of two sewers. Understanding where two sewers are meeting. This sewer, one second, wasn't working. This sewer and this sewer is meeting. So at the junction of two sewers it can be found. Right now. Now, what is the function of this sewerage system? Like all these pipes, now what is their function that you're finding here? What is their function? So their function is to bring all this sewage into to the wastewater treatment plant, right now. So
Yes.
the wastewater through the sewerage reaches the wastewater treatment plant where it has to go through different methods of treatment. After treatment and purification, it is discharged into water bodies and now it is available for use. Okay, now. Okay, Halima, quickly read the given paragraph. Let
A
me have
drainage
some water.
A drainage system is an arrangement to move liquids away from where they are not required for disposal in appropriate location. A drainage system can include anything from gutters and drains in houses to remove rainwater, storm water, system to drain rainwater from roads into roadside drains, and drainage system to remove sewage from houses into uh, municipal sewers for disposal.
What is the another word used for drainage system?
Sewage system.
Sewage. So it's basically a system, it's an arrangement that is designed to take away the waste from our houses, from hospitals, schools, etc., and bring it to an appropriate location. That appropriate location is basically wastewater treatment plant where it will be treated. Right now, so that is it. Now we have got closed and open drainage system. There are two types of drainage system. So in well-developed cities, we find that we have got the closed drainage system. Okay. So the thing about the closed drainage system is that in closed drainage system, there's a network of underground pipes that is collecting and transporting the wastewater and rainwater to the treatment facility, right? So this prevents actually spread of disease now. It stops the breeding of insect.
Yeah.
It keeps the
Yes, because insects cannot breed in the underground. Like it's
obvious.
not possible.
So closed drainage system is a network of underground underground pipes. Okay, that is one thing which will collect the wastewater and rainwater. They will collect the wastewater,
And rainwater.
hmm, rainwater. So they will be collected. Okay, and then they are going to be brought obviously to the wastewater treatment plant, right, and to the treatment facility. Okay,
Yeah.
or maybe to some other destination, but particularly it is brought to a wastewater treatment plant. Okay.
Or if it's less developed, they just bring it to a patch of under the ground where they do the process of
Natural
it's like
percolation, natural
yeah,
filtration, it will be
yeah. And
dumped. Uh,
my teacher also told that
hmm,
there's actually another way instead of wastewater treatment plant, but it's not as accurate.
hmm,
What it does is just a big tank, and then we just let sedimentation happen, and then a hole is designed in such a way that it only allows the water that is on top to flow through. It
hmm,
probably happens one or two or three times, and
hmm,
they just use scrapers and sweepers, and then they
hmm.
just let the water go.
Yeah.
It's just a mini wastewater treatment plant,
Hmm, hmm,
just for little undeveloped cities.
hmm. So these are the advantages, benefits. Prevents spread of disease, insect breeding, and prevents stops the odor also. But it requires higher amount of cost in order to maintain. Right now, so it is expensive to maintain. Higher cost maintenance. Right, Halima, getting it? Okay, but it is safer. It is a good option. Okay. Then we have the open drainage system. So open drainage system will have several disadvantages, right? No. Okay.
Sir, in open drainage system, insects will be there.
Hmm.
They,
The only advantage, which is technically not an advantage, is that it costs less.
Yeah,
what?
but it is.
But
It
it's still,
cost
but it still is worth for paying the money for the maintenance of the closed sewers, because you wouldn't just want to die from waterborne diseases just because you have an open sewage system.
Yeah.
It's very
exactly.
old fashioned. Very old fashioned.
As we say now that prevention is better than cure, right? Now, as we
Yeah.
say that prevention is better than cure. So same thing can apply here also, right? Now, when we have the closed drainage system, so that will prevent the spread of disease. So instead of giving money to doctors, instead of spending money on medicines and doctors, how about we spend some money on improving the infrastructure so there will be less spread of diseases, right? And people will get less sick. Okay. There are certain diseases now which are found only in less developed countries. Getting it?
They're
There
caused
are
due to the bad infrastructure and decision making of the people, or either lack of economy.
exactly. So there are some communicable diseases which are found only in less developed countries. Okay. I'm not saying like they can't be found in the developed countries, but the percentage is very low. So many communicable diseases like they are global, but certain infectious diseases right now Like for example, let's say you have malaria, tuberculosis, right, cholera. So they're
Malaria is
not
almost rare. Malaria is
huh,
very rare.
so they are not found in developed countries. They
Yeah.
are concentrated in less developed countries where there's poverty, where there's malnutrition, where the infrastructure is poor, where people don't have access to healthcare, where there's so many environmental problems right now, where there's some cultural factors also responsible for it. So that is the thing. Okay. Also, in some countries, if the population is higher, so there will be more spread of communicable diseases because
Yeah,
people
because
tend to live in
more
compact
the
spaces.
packed the more packed is the amount of population per acre,
Hmm.
the more chance of spread of disease, because usually most
Exactly.
diseases can be spread among people. For
Hmm.
example,
So they are
COVID-19.
so they are simple and cheap to build, but they pose significant health risk right now. But they
Health problem.
pose exactly, Halima. But they pose significant means higher. So they pose significant health risks. Health risk.
Compared to closed drainage systems.
Mm, mm. Uh, they create breeding grounds. Right now, what they do? One second.
Breeding grounds for mosquitoes, which can also lead to other waterborne diseases like malaria, cholera, typhoid, and diarrhea, etc.
Exactly. Mosquitoes, and we will say, and other insects too. Right. So thereby they will lead to a spread of diseases, as you said. Okay. Good. Spread of diseases. What kind of diseases? So we have the common examples:
Waterborne diseases,
malaria. Good.
Type.
Typhoid.
typhoid,
Okay,
Diarrhea.
no.
dysentery.
Dysentery is there. Diarrhea is there. So there are so many waterborne diseases. Okay, although like malaria is not a
Diarrhea.
waterborne disease, but particularly since it's spread by mosquito, so we can add that. Okay, now, dengue fever can also be added, and cholera can also be
Yeah.
added in it. Right, dengue fever. Okay. Now look at the pathetic condition over here. Although it is a closed drainage system, but look at the pathetic condition these people are working in, and you would be very sad to know that even today we have manhole cleaners. Right now, even today in India, we will find manhole cleaners. Getting it, and they suffer from skin diseases. Right now, they are still forced to engage in this hazardous manual cleaning of the sewers. Although government has taken actions like the government says that they have gotten rid of the manual cleaning of sewers, but on ground reality, the thing is quite different. Right now, the Act of
So, what about
2013,
Kuwait?
there's an act.
What
Yeah.
about Kuwait? What
What
about Kuwait?
what about
Kuwait.
Kuwait? I'm not getting it. What? Repeat again.
Like, is there manual work in Kuwait? No, right? Who does it?
Is also in Kuwait.
No, no, no. How can there be some manual work in a developed country like Kuwait? Obviously, no.
Then, what do they do? Then, what do they do?
It's
So
a closed system actually.
they take help of machines to do so. Right now.
Oh,
Hmm.
sir, that's why I sometimes see outside that there's just a bunch of people and they're just putting machines all around a manhole.
Hmm. Okay. Now
I
let
used
me
to think they're
complete
just
this
fixing a
quickly.
drain,
Hmm.
but they're cleaning them.
Hmm. So although the government of India, like they have brought different laws in order to ban this, the Supreme Court have been pushing for banning this completely. But we find that this manual cleaning of sewer that is being done. Okay, but like practice is still common in different places. Because of this, what happens is because of the hazardous gases, people of uh, inhaling those hazardous gases, they die many times. Because of skin infections, they die. So there are many health
They can
concerns
be
related to it.
the government can be sued for giving such jobs, right?
Yeah. But then we see that like if it is properly developed now, you so will be having a manual cleaner kind of like this, where a staircase will be made and people can go down and can clean it properly. Okay. So as I was saying that like in the developed countries we have the motor, I mean to say machines, help of robots. So robots can also be used to clean the manual cleaners. In fact, in India, students have designed, like, this is one of the project of the student. The image that you are seeing here, no? So some students designed a robotic manual cleaner. Okay, no, that can clean it manually. All right. Answer this question.
Sir, 50 to 60 meters.
What about you guys? Is it correct?
Yeah.
So that is 50 to 60 meter. Okay. Now we have this big important topic, that is wastewater treatment plant. See, wastewater treatment plant, it's basically a facility, it's basically an area where wastewater will be treated in different manner. It will be treated physically, chemically, and biologically. So different processes, physical
Chemical,
process,
like,
chemical process, and biological process are going to be used to treat the wastewater. Okay, like, what is its important? How is this wastewater treatment important for maintaining the environment of a given place?
purifying water so that it can be really discharged properly and cannot cause an effect
Exactly.
on the ecosystem.
Hmm. Suppose if there's a place in which wastewater treatment is not found, what will be happening is that all the sewage will be dumped directly into the river bodies or will be dumped into the land. So it will disturb the water body, it will harm the aquatic life. Okay, it will also lead to water pollution. Eventually, the water will somehow enter into the food chain also. It will
Yeah.
pose a serious risk to the health of the people living there, right now. So it is important that this wastewater treatment plant should be set up everywhere, in every place, right now, wherever a good number of people are living. So it provides environmental protection. It reduces pollution by treating wastewater before it is discharged into the natural water bodies. So thereby it prevents the contamination of the water bodies. Good. One second, let me see if it is charging or not. Hmm. Then it removes the harmful bacteria, viruses, and pathogens and makes water safer for human use, right now. So it ensures the public health is also maintained. Another thing is that water is being conserved here also, no, right now. As we know, we have limited amount of fresh water accessible to us, and not everyone have the equal share of water available to them, right now. Like, in some people are having excessive amount of water available to them, while in some place people don't even have clean drinking water, right now. So we should be, in fact, thankful to the God Almighty for this important resource we have. Further, it improves the ecosystem also. So how
Yeah.
does it do so? So it prevents harmful effects on aquatic life. If all the wastewater will discharge into the water body, so the fishes will die, the aquatic plants will die, right now. So it is important that the excessive amount of toxins, no, excessive amount of chemical substances are not being released into the water body. So it ensures that. Then in the wastewater treatment plant, a very important thing is done. Like, we can obtain manures also. We can produce electricity in it also. How so? So later on you will learn that a waste substance called a sludge is obtained in the wastewater treatment plant, and that can be used alternatively. Like, it can be
Yeah,
used as a
for
fertilizer.
gases, methane.
Hmm.
Methane, to form
And
methane gas.
yeah, we can obtain biogas from it also, right now.
Yes.
Good. So let us look at this video.
Cities and towns have sewerage systems in place to carry the wastewater from our homes, hotels, factories, and other establishments to a sewerage treatment plant where the wastewater is treated. It is then deemed safe to release into other water sources. The treatment of wastewater goes through different stages. Wastewater is treated to remove the physical, chemical, and biological contaminants present in it through various processes. The pre-treatment process involves the sewage being sent through grids or vertical bars that can remove large solid substances like metal cans, paper, and plastic materials. In primary treatment process, The sewage flows through the grit chamber very slowly, so that the sand, pebbles, and soil settle down at the bottom. The sewage flows into the settling tank or sedimentation tank, where the solid wastes like feces are allowed to settle down. Wastes such as soaps, oils, and grease rise to the top of the wastewater. The waste material that settles down at the bottom is called the sludge, and the floatable material is called the scum. Scum is then removed using a skimmer, and sludge is removed with a scraper every few days. The water that is left out is called the clarified water. In the secondary treatment process, biological or organic wastes are removed. It is a biological process. This is done by transferring the clarified water into an aeration tank, where air blowers bubble air, which helps the aerobic bacteria to grow and feed on the organic contaminants such as food waste, feces, and other organisms. The mixture then flows from the aeration tank into the clarifier, where activated sludge settles out by gravity. The activated sludge so produced, along with the sludge produced in the primary process, is transferred to the digester, where it is decomposed by anaerobic bacteria. Biogas is produced in this process, which can be used as fuel or can be used to produce electricity. The activated sludge is then left in the sand drying beds. Some quantity of water in the activated sludge evaporates, and the remaining quantity drains through the sand beds. This leaves behind the remaining dried sludge, which can be used for making fertilizers or compost. In the tertiary treatment process, the leftover wastewater is treated with chlorine to remove the phosphorus compounds, nitrogen compounds, and bacteria. It is a chemical process. Chlorine tablets are added to kill the germs. This process is called chlorination. Then this water is let off into the water bodies.
Okay,
Sir, can I try explaining the whole process?
hold on. Okay, Ayush, Halima, you guys understood anything from this video?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay. I'll be
sir,
asking
can
you
I
guys to.
explain?
Yeah, I'll be explaining it, by the way. I'll be asking you
Sir,
guys at
can
the end of the during the end of the class. I'll be asking this question. Okay, now hold on, Ibrahim. See,
okay, can I try answering first then?
yeah, hold on. So once the wastewater, that is the sewage, has been collected from various locations, from houses, hospitals, etc., it goes to the wastewater treatment. Right? It arrives in the wastewater treatment plant. Okay. Now this sewage is containing different types of things in it. Right? It contains plastic bottles, thermocols, clothes, and whatnot. So many things are found in it. Some of them are floating in it. Organic waste is also found in it. Right now, organic waste found in it can be used actually. It can be used actually. Right now, it is a useful thing. While the other kind of things are of no use, so we need to get rid of it. So first of all, what is being done here?
Where the
The wastewater is passed through this bar screen. As the wastewater passes through the bar screen, so insoluble substances, right? Insoluble substances like plastic bottles, thermocols, etc. So they are left here, right? Now they are collected in the bar screen. Then the wastewater passes into the grid tank. So first was the physical treatment. Here you can look at this bar screen. This is how, that's the actual image of the bar screen. So all the solid waste which are floating will get separated here in the physical treatment first here. Okay. Then it goes into the grid tank. In the grid tank, what happens? We get rid of sand, grit, pebbles. You understand the sand, grit, and pebbles? So they will settle at the bottom here. As you see here, they settle at the bottom here. Okay.
Sir, is this method underground?
Is this located underground? No. All of this is not located underground. It's not like that. I must have had some actual images here. See, this is actually the tank in which sludge is removed. We'll be learning about that. See, it is obviously above the ground. It is not underground. Okay, now. Hmm. So here in the grid tank, what happens? Sand, grit, pebbles, these things are removed. Okay. Water still has got something in it, like it has got solid waste and other things in it. It has got organic waste in it. So from bar screen, it goes into the grid tank, and from the grid tank, it is now going into the settling tank. All right. Now in the settling tank, what will happen? The organic waste that is found in it now, like the solid organic waste. Okay, now. So in the solid organic waste in this is now going to be settling at the bottom here. You see, settling at the bottom. So the solid waste are what here? Like it could be human excreta, animal excreta. Understood? Good. Okay, human is stool, cow dung, poop, etc. So that will be separated from it. Okay. Also here in this, we see that substances like oil and grease will be floating above the water. Understood it, everyone? Oil and it will be floating on the top and it will be separated with the help of a skimmer. So in this, you guys will find that oil or grease will float on top of it, and that will be separated with the help of a tool that we are calling as skimmer.
And scrapers are used to scrape off the pieces of sludge.
Exactly. The sludge that settles over here, so that will be scraped off, that will be separated from it with the help of a scraper. So scraper is used to separate the sludge from the water. Got it, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now the sludge that is obtained here, it is sent into the digester tank. After a while, will be learning about what happens in the digester tank. Okay. We will learn about it. Now the water further goes into the aeration tank. You see this aeration tank here? Okay, now. So the clarified water, see the water is a bit clarified now here in comparison to this
Yeah,
water, right?
not completely. Not
Hmm.
completely.
Hmm. So the clarified water, it also needs to be cleaned further actually now. So
Yeah.
it goes into an aeration tank, and the name aeration tank, it derives the name aeration tank from the fact that air is pumped from the bottom here. Why the air will be pumped here? So that there will
It's
be uh-huh.
Germs. There will be bacteria which can feed on the organic matter present in this
Hmm.
water.
Exactly. So there are aerobic bacterias in the aeration tank. Let me go to the another slide here. See about this removal of solids, as I was saying now, that sludge is sludge. Okay, is the solid waste that is separated with the help of a scraper. Right now, scraper I said no, or skimmer did I say it? Scraper is scraper, right?
Scraper, scraper.
Scrapers I say. Okay, and the scum here is, by the way, simply
Skimmer.
the
oil
oil, grease.
and grease simply, and that is separated
Skimmer.
hmm, with skimmer. Okay, now this sludge, as you can see here, the sludge is actually now going to the digester. Right now, after this, I was going to discuss about like how does the biological treatment starts now. In the biological treatment, basically the bacteria are going to help in breakdown of the whatever substances left in the water now, like what substance, like organic waste, soap, food waste, and other
But
things will be found. Mhm.
in biological treatment, the bacteria are going to help.
Exactly. So in the aeration tank, the process starts. In the aeration tank, the biological breakdown starts in the aeration tank. So in this, air is pumped, which
To like which stimulates the growth of bacteria which
what kind of
consume
bacteria? Aerobic bacteria. Okay.
aerobic which stimulate the growth of aerobic bacteria which
Mhm.
consumes the organic matter present in the aeration tank.
Good. So that consumes organic waste. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Soaps, food waste. Okay. And other elements that is present in it. Okay. No. Okay. So that is the thing. Okay. No. Now this water will now be further going into the clarifier. Now it goes into the clarifier tank here. Right now. Now, in the clarifier tank, what happens? This water will be let it will be allowed to settle for several hours. For a long period of time, this will be allowed to settle down. Okay, in the clarifier tank. See, from the aeration tank, it is going to the clarifier, and look at how it is tapering at the bottom, right? Tapering at the
Settle it
bottom like
again.
this.
Settle it again.
Exactly. So the water is allowed to settle again for several hours, and then what happens? Whatever waste material is now left in it, it will be now settling down, and now the waste material that is settling here, that is called as activated sludge.
Yes.
Okay,
Because it's
remember?
gone through the process of aeration. It's gone
Hmm.
through the process of aeration.
No, that is not the reason why it is called as activated sludge. See here. Earlier in the settling tank, we also had sludge, no? Right, Ayush, Halima, and everyone? And
Yes.
in the clarifier
Yes.
tank also we are having sludge, but that is called as activated sludge. So how is activated sludge different from sludge? There should be a question like why two different terms here.
Because it's
Because
broken down slightly. It's broken down slightly by the
One
aerobic
second.
bacteria.
One second. The thing is that it's being called as activated sludge because it is still has got biologically active colonies of microorganisms that is consuming organic matter right now. Whereas the sludge term which we have used here, the sludge found over here now, sludge, it can refer to any solid residue that is from the sewage treatment plant. It can include biologically inactive substances also. Getting it now?
inact-
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so when germs are acting upon sludge, that is known as activated sludge.
Hmm. Because why they are called as activated sludge? Now see, it has just passed, like this wastewater has just passed from the aeration tank in which aerobic bacteria were grown by pumping air in it. Understanding it? But previously, the sludge found in this sedimentation tank over here, this one I'm talking about, the settling tank here, right now. So that can have inactive substances in it also. Like they can have biologically inactive substances in it also. Understanding it? So it's a general term for solid or semi-solid residue found in the wastewater. Okay, and it can include various things in it. It can have human excreta, right? It can have some amount of sand in it also, right? Some amount of sand can also be found in it, right? So biologically, it is inactive actually. Understanding? Hope everyone is getting it right now. Biologically, there isn't any kind of bacteria or other microorganisms found in it. But later on, when this waste passed through the aeration tank here, so oxygen allowed the growth of aerobic bacteria, and now the sludge that settles at the bottom that is being called as activated sludge. Hope you guys are getting it.
yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now what happens to this sludge? So now again look at the very first diagram. So see from this also the activated sludge is going into the digester, isn't it? Both these pipes, this one and this one, is connected to digester. Right now, Ayush and everyone.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So activated sludge as well as sludge from this one, sludge from this one is going to go in digester. We'll be learning about digester in a while, like what exactly happens. Okay. Also, look at the clarifier. This is how the clarifier looks. From the top, it looks very clean. But is it safe? Obviously, no. After clarifier, now the chemical treatment of wastewater starts here. Biological treatment is over as of now, right? We will learn later on what happens to that sludge and activated sludge in the digester. So the treated water, which is containing minimum amount of organic material, suspended matter, right now, like
Very minimum.
uh, so it needs to be further disinfected. How do we do so? So it can be disinfected with the help of chemicals like chlorine or ozone will be passed through it sometimes. in order to disinfect it. Getting it, everyone? So that is called as the chemical treatment. Okay. Also, sometimes we see that chemicals can also be found in it, like in this water coming from the clarifier, some chemical substance can also be found in it, right? And that can be unsafe. Okay. So these chemicals will be removed by using disinfectants such as ozone or chlorine. Understood it now?
Yes,
So
ma'am. Yes, sir.
chemical toxins are removed.
by the help of ozone or chlorine.
Exactly. With help of ozone or simply chlorine tablets are put in it. Okay, na? Chlorine tablets in the form of tablets that will be put. Okay, so that is the thing. So once it has gone into the disinfected tank, it will be treated with ozone and chlorine, and now it is safe to be discharged into the water body. As you can see here, it is being directly discharged into the water body here. Okay, so that is how water is treated here. But in this process, there are some byproducts also which we obtain, and that are useful actually. Okay, na?
Yeah.
So what are those things? Yeah.
Sludge and activated sludge. So like they go in the
Yeah.
process of and
Hmm. Let me explain
Sir,
that
can I
also.
just say? Sir, what they do in the digester is they just simply take the activated sludge as well as the sludge in the present in the settling tank as well as in the clarifier, and they contain it into one tank. What it does is that the tank then there's anaerobic bacteria which act on this and thus release a lot of methane which can be used for many purposes.
Good. So what happens? The activated sludge coming from the clarifier as well as the sludge coming from settling tank, both of them are fed into this digester. What happens in it? Anaerobic bacteria digest them. Anaerobic bacteria feed upon it. Okay, now. Okay. Say that this is the digester. Say that we have this tank called as the digester tank. Okay. So from this inlet and this inlet here, activated sludge. I'm writing it here. Activated sludge, and from this simply sludge is being fed in it. And then in the absence of air, what happens? Like oxygen is not supplied in it. So anaerobic decomposition takes place. Anaerobic bacteria will feed upon it and they will decompose it. Okay. So they will decompose it. Now you again look at this here. What is being now done? Once it has been decomposed, it is simply put over this sand drying bed. What will happen in this? The excess water that is present in it now will simply evaporate, and the remnants is converted into compost that is very fertile and will be put simply added into the soil in order to increase its fertility. Okay,
Sir,
now
so we get
so
actually a lot of advantages from something that can actually kill plants and
yeah,
animals.
yeah, exactly. So that dried biosolid, basically that dried, like it has dried over the sandbed right now. So that can be used as manure. So it is actually returning the organic matter and nutrients back into the soil. See, it's helping in recycling the nutrients also back to the soil. Right now, the different kind of organic things that we get from the plants, like we eat plant, we get nutrients from the plant. Right now, the plants had actually borrowed it from the soil now, so when we are
Mm-hmm.
recycling, is those nutrients are being put back into the soil actually, right?
Yeah.
Another
We're just
advantage is,
replenishing the soil by from our excreta.
yeah. Another byproduct is the biogas. Okay, now so it is produced during the treatment process. It can be utilized as fuel or converted into electricity. See, now from the digester tank, now I mean to say, in this one, what is happening here? See, we have taken this tank. Okay, we are putting all the organic waste inside it. Basically, we will be putting sludge in it. All right. Okay, and we have left some space in it, like it is not completely filled right now. Also it is properly mixed also right now. Basically a slurry is made by adding water in it. Okay, now It can have cow urine, it can have human excreta, it can have sludge, it can have some other organic waste. Everything will be fed in it. Okay. Particularly like whatever organic waste is found there in the sewage, it will be put in it. Then anaerobic bacteria are going to feed on it, and they are going to produce different kind of gases. Combination of different gases will be produced together. We call that as biogas. That biogas will be stored and can be directly used for cooking. Right now, so it saves energy, it conserves energy. Right now, it's a very good alternate source of energy. Right. In fact, we can also set up a biogas plant at our home. It is not very difficult right now. So we can also set up a biogas plant at home. Right.
So,
All
can
you
we
have
ask
to
the
do,
question?
yeah,
So, can I try saying first?
yeah, answer it quickly.
There are actually there are actually three main processes in the wastewater sewage plant. They are primary or physical,
Hmm.
secondary or biological, and
Hmm.
tertiary or chemical.
Tertiary,
In
you
the
should be reading it as.
tertiary in the first place, what happens is that the sewage that has been carried through the sewers goes into the goes into the bar screen, which contains many sieves which block and clog large insoluble materials, for example plastic bags and metals, for example plastic bags and metals. This water is then allowed to pass through into the sedimentation tank, where it is sedimented, and where some of the uh, where some of the human excreta is uh, is led to sediment. Then it goes into the other sedimentation tank, where sludge and the where sludge and oil and grease are situated there. It is removed time to time by skimmers and scrapers. This water is known as clarified water, as it has been completely purified from physical impurities. Then it then this water passes into the aeration tank, where oxygen bubbles are made, so that it can make a breeding ground for anaerobic bacteria, which feed on the inorganic waste present in the water. This 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 is then passed into the clarifier, which sediments the impurities even more. The impurities that are suspended in the water and are sedimented are known as activated sludge. This
Mhm.
activated sludge, as well as the sludge which has been in the sedimentation tank, are both go to the digester tank, where biogas as well as manure and compost are made by mixing this in a tank with water, and thus it is used as to make electricity, as well as to replenish soil. Then this water goes into the disinfector, where chlorine tablets and ozone is added to disinfect the water from chemicals, and thus the water is then discharged into water bodies as it is safe.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Very good. Good. Very well explained. Good. Okay, so we will stop the class here. Okay, in the another class, there are some small topics left from this chapter that we'll do, and we'll be doing some questions also. Okay, so Halima, your worksheet now, make sure you share it with the counselor, and we'll be discussing that in the next class.
I have sent it today
All
only.
right. Okay, good. All right,
Sir,
guys. So yeah,
when
bye.
charge water to the digester, right?
Repeat again. When
When they discharge the water, like the active, what?
activated sludge
Yeah, activated sludge, and the sludge will be there in the
digester.
digest. Digested, then what will they do like after that? Like they transport that in the soil.
Once they have been anaerobically decomposed, once they have been anaerobically decomposed,